Good afternoon and welcome to Friday with Fiona. I don't know why it looks so dark, probably because it lights straight on my desk here. Okay, so we're nearly at the end of January. Can you believe it? I actually have to say this month's gone quite fast. Last year it seemed to last forever, and this year it seems to have flown by. So one more week to go. So one more week of bonus days coupons. For every £45 you spend, you get £4.50 coupon up until the 3rd of Feb. So just over a week to go. What else to tell you about? Oh yes, Stampin' Up have released an amazing new tool which is on its way, and I should have it next Tuesday, all being well, so I'll be able to show you. I might pop on and show you. It's a stamping positioning tool, so it's different to what we had before, which was the Stamparatus. So I'm really excited about that. Demos can pre-order it now, and it's going to be a joining offer in February. So if you sign up to join Stampin' Up, and I'd love to have you on my team, then you will get it free as part of your starter kit. So more details on that. Although if you sign up now with the normal, you can order it. But yeah, if you wait another 10 days, then you could get it free in your starter kit. Okay, let me get onto my hands. There we go. And I've got some fun ones today. So the paper I'm using is a Splash of Sparkles. It's 12 by 12 paper, and I've just got a little thing here to show you. So we're using this, which is the back of one of them. So it's a specialty paper, it's got foil on it. We're using that one. I'm going to be sending that to a friend who loves purples, some pinks and blues, orange. Yep, Timid Tiger. I'm doing a card with that today, and I know exactly who I'm going to be sending that to. And yeah, just really bright fun colors, and I just really wanted to play with it, so that's why we're using that today. Okay, so my first card I'm doing is a, oh, what do they call them? I can't remember the official name, but it's narrow. It has got a proper name, and it basically in my card stock, so this is thick basic white, is 20 scored in half at 10, and then lengthwise it's 21.3. And then I've got a piece of the designer series paper, so it's got the lovely sort of watercolored shapes, but I wanted to use this is Bubble Bath, and got beautiful foiling in, and this I've cut down. So actually, have I cut it down? Yes, I have. So I've cut it down, I'm assuming by a centimetre or half a centimetre. Hang on. Right, so that's 21.3, and that is 20.7. So it's half a centimetre smaller. So the DSP is 20.7 by 9.5. And that's just going to fit on there. However, before I put that on, and I've got some flowers from the lovely arrangements, and I stamped them in Secret Sea, and then I just coloured with my Bubble Bath blends, dark and light, and we've got 3 of those. And I've got some of this gorgeous cloud cover ribbon. It's so soft, and I've already tied my bow because tying bows on video are a nightmare. And then I use the lovely arrangements, which I showed you last week, this one, and I've cut them up, and I'm going to show you a neat little trick with that. So that's okay. I'm recording, darling. What's the matter?
I thought you just came down and your face was burning.
No, I'm recording, darling. So gonna put the ribbon around the there. Sorry, that was just my husband. And I've got a label, so I think I've got everything I need. I just frantically die cut 2 textured notes because I thought I'd done them, but I hadn't. So there's not one long enough to go across. So what I'm going to do is overlap these, and then I will I want the paper to be seen, so I don't want to go too far. And then I can put the flowers over. So, right, I'm going to pop my ribbon round my designer series paper. There we go. I'm going to use some tear and tape for this. Oh, I was going to use some tear and tape. I think I might just use regular sellotape. So let's line that up. I kind of want it going across the middle. You know, I've done 2 textured tapes. textured notes, die cuts, but actually I just might use one because I really don't want to cover up all this gorgeous paper. So just want to line that up. And at the end of my sellotape. When it rains, it pours. There we go. Okay. And then I'll just pop a couple of glue dots to hold that in place, I think. There we go. So if I just use one, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Just to, I want the paper to be the star of the show. Okay. And we'll pop that on with dimensionals. No, will we? I don't know. And so this is the week 2 or week 3? 3rd, 10th, 7th. It's week 3 of the birthday series. And next week I'm going to be doing an online workshop, which is something I've not done before, and it'll be a bit different to what I normally do. Like today, I do 3 projects using the same bundle or designer series paper, but next week I'm going to do 4 projects, and they'll be using different bundles, so you get to see a little bit of everything. Okay, let's stamp this happy birthday in Secret C. Lovely big font. There we go. And I'm going to be using that again. Sometimes you just need a big centered. Okay. Whoa, can't get hold of it. So let's pop this on. I should use Seal Plus, but I think I might have run out. Did I? Oh, I did replace it. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to use some Seal Plus. I'm just going to do some on either side because of the ribbon. I'm not going to put it on the ribbon, but there we go. Oh, and a little bit in the middle. Okay, so let's put it on our slimline. That's what they're called. They're called slimline cards. I knew there was a proper name for it. Okay, so hopefully I'm lining this up, because once I put it down, I will not be able to remove it. Oh, it's too far. Just a little bit up there. I didn't press down deliberately, so hopefully I can. There we go. Just need it a little bit closer to that edge. There we go. And this time I am pressing down. Okay, there we go. Now my ribbon, get that straight. This is going to go on with dimensionals. And I don't like any sagging, so let's get the backings off. One more. There we go. And that's going to go right in the middle. And I'm just eyeballing it. There we go. And then I've got my bow, which I'm going to do to the side. With a couple of glue dots. It's quite a big, so I want to make sure I've got some sticky. Let's do 2. And that can go at the side there. And then using dimensionals, which I just put away, I'm going to pop these flowers. 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to do 1 dimensional on each. And I'm going to arrange. Oh, I haven't done any leaves. I'm just going with the flowers. I'm doing the bubble bath theme, and I just wanted the cloud cover to contrast, which I think it does. It's really subtle. So 1, 2. Okay, where's number 3 going to go? I'm just going to have to cover the ribbon. There we go. No. Come on out. There we go. Right, let's just put a little bit of glue on there. There is a half. I should have done the half to go in there, but that's okay. That will stick down. And then I'm actually going to put a bit of glue. I want it to sit down a bit, so I'm just going to pop some glue on here and here to hold it down. And I'm not putting any gems on because of the foiling. I think it's, oh, I love that. I hope you do too. Really, really love that. And because it's basic white inside, you could stamp another flower and put your another sentiment inside. But yeah, slimline card, that's what it's called. Okay, so that's card number 1. Let's move that out of the way. Okay. Oh, I forgot to do the trick I was going to show you. So using this die, and it cuts 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, I've cut them down. I did it in white and I cut it down. I want the one that's, and then you just tuck it underneath and it becomes a scallop border. But obviously I forgot to do that, and now my dimensionals are in the way. But that is the trick that I was going to show you. So it just goes under. You'd need to go a bit further up, and then it just looks like a scallop. I'm not sure it will work on either of my other 2 cards. So yeah, sorry about that. I seem to be making a right mess of card number 1, but I do love that. Okay, moving on. This is a fun fold. It's a few years. I made loads and loads of these when we had the penguins, which I think was 2021. And it's a really easy fun fold, and I loved it. This time I'm kind of showcasing the paper. So I've already cut everything. Let me put my slimline. So I'm using a business envelope. I don't have any other slimline envelopes. We used to have some, but we stopped. So it's just a business envelope, and that will fit perfectly in it. Oh, I love that. Okay, so moving on. This is I can't think what it used to be called. I've seen it recently called stage fold, because it's like a stage, but the ones I used to do weren't called that, but it doesn't matter. Now I've got the measurements for you, and that's the other thing to say. When you spend £30 more or more in my online store, I'll send you everything you need to make these cards, except for stamped images. So I will die cut the textured notes label for you, and I can die cut the flowers, but they won't be stamped on. And I'd cut the DSP, and I'll give you the ribbon, and you'll get a little kit with everything in it when you spend £30 with me. When you spend £70 or more, you still get the kit, and you'll qualify for Stampin' Up's product of the month, which this month is a sentiment stamp set. Mine's on its way. and I wanted to start doing something new. So if you share my videos either on Facebook or YouTube, I will do a drawing the following week. I'll pick a name at random and send somebody that stamp set. So I'm going to do that as a regular thing. So I've got my DSP and I've got my cardstock. So I'm using Gorgeous Grape. The DSP actually uses Highland Heather, but I love Gorgeous Grape. So it all coordinates, so there's no problem there. What's that bit for? Okay, I'm keeping that. I don't know what it's for, but... So this bit here, my base layer, and it's in inches, is 5.5 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 2 3/4. And I'm just going to fold that in. No, yes, I am. I'm folding it inwards. Let's get my bond folder. I'm folding it inwards. Now, the example that I'm following for this, she put her DSP on first, but I'm actually going to... Nope, that's not at that stage. We're going to put the DSP on first. So it's this DSP. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm normally a blues and greens girls, but I just love this one with the foiling. So again, I'm going to use some Seal Plus. You can use whichever glue you prefer. And the designer series paper is 4 by 2.5. So you get a little bit of that Gorgeous Grape showing. See, that to me is more Gorgeous Grape than Highland Heather, but anyway, it doesn't matter. That's the beauty of Stampin' Up! That I love so much. It makes my life so easy, is that everything coordinates. Very rare that you get a couple of colours that don't go together. And it's one of the things I used to really struggle with when I was buying other products, that you'd use a pink and then you'd pick something else up that was pink and it was a different shade and it didn't coordinate. Okay, so that's your card base and it's going to stand like that. So it will fit into a standard envelope. Okay, then I've got another piece of Gorgeous Grape. I'm just in my bone folder, and this is, what is this? This is 5 by 3 3/4, and it's scored at 1/2, 2.5, and 4.5. So I'm just gonna get some nice creases, and these are our flaps to attach, and then we're going to pop some designs. I scored in the wrong place. Okay, so I'm just going to go on like that, but I'm going to put my next bits. Oh, now this is the thing I was saying. So I'm going to have my sentiment popping out, and this is how I'm going to have it popping out. So I'm going to glue that down before I put my designer series paper on, because then they will be covered up. And so this is my designer series paper. So let's just pop that on. Let's use a bit of wet glue. Give me a time to adjust it as necessary. And this little piece is 3 by 3/4, and then it's scored at 1 1.25, 1 3/4, and 2. So you get this little pop out bit. Let's put that flat, and I want it in the middle. I'm just trying to line that up with my score lines. There we go. And now I can put my designer series paper on the top. No, I can't. That doesn't work. It doesn't work because it's sticking out. So back to plan A. Let's pop the designer series paper on. So that's going to cover up my little mistake with the glue there. And I've just taken one of the other bits of paper which had the fun circles and shading and stuff. Still got some foil in, and I'm going to reverse it so that my circle is down there and at the top there. I've got Timid Tiger on the back. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to go back and put this on. It's just really colourful and fun, and I think on a dark winter's day with lots of flooding and it's horrible, it's just bright and cheerful, and that's what we need. So let me pop that. Whoa, go on, I need that standing up a bit more. There we go. Okay, now the flaps that we've got here are what's going to hold it on, and it's going to lie flat against this. I'm going to use green glue again, just because it gives you a few seconds to manoeuvre. Okay, and I'm lining up my score line, and I'm lining up at the bottom so that it's straight. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely pop of purple. And there we go. So it's going to come out, stand out like that. And then I've got my last piece, which is, I think it's 6. It's 6.5 by 1, and I've scored it at 1/2 and 6. So again, I've got these little flaps, and this is what's going to make it curvy. So I'm just going to use my bun folder and give it a bit of a curve in advance. You don't need to do this, but it just helps it. And then I'm going to pop my DSP on, which is 5 1/4 by 3/4, and I've gone back to my original background stamp. Let's use some. I'm sorry if you can hear that. I don't know what it is. It's a car outside. I've got my window open because it gets quite warm in here with all the lights on, and it's not blowing a gale right this minute. So let's get that on and adjust it so it's straight. I think it's straight. Beautiful. I really do love this colour. I haven't used it for... I always go with my blues and greens, so it's a nice change. Pop some white on there, and then it's going to tuck in at the edge. So I'm going to lay it flat against the edge. Make sure that's straight. And then do the same thing here. So I'm going to lie flat now. And so it'll go flat to go in your envelope. And there we go. You've got your nice little curve there. Okay, so now I need... Oh, that's what that's for. That's for my sentiment. Okay, which is going to actually hide quite a bit of this at the back, but it's a big sentiment. So let's do that in secrecy again. What's on the other side? Blue. No, I think we'll stick with the pink because we've got the pink there. Okay. Yay, lovely. Okay, so now that is on designer series paper. I wasn't sure if that was going to be strong enough. I might just back it onto a little piece of white just for some strength. Yeah, that's not a bad fit. It's slightly short. Might actually be able to... No, I'm just going to glue that on just to give it a bit of strength. I don't want it kind of folding up and getting creased, etc. So just pop that on the back. That was a bit of luck that it's virtually fits. just not going to get creased or anything when if you're posting it. Okay, so then our last bit is to pop some glue on here. And lay that. So I want it above, I kind of want it in the middle actually. There we go. Just holding it down to let it sink in. And then if I let go, it should pop up, which it does. And there you go. That's card 2. Again, I'm not putting gems on. You probably could put some gems on here, but with the foiling, yeah, really pretty. And then all you need to do is pop some white on the back, and then you've got a place to write your sentiment. I probably would do a little bit smaller than that. That's just one of the textured notes that I die cut. The next one down might be better. Let's have a look. Yeah. So I'll do that later. So that's card 2. Really, really just a fun fold, but relatively straightforward. Okay, the next one, I haven't done this for ages, and it's tricky, and I normally get it wrong, so just bear with me. I've tried to get everything as ready as I can without kind of taking away the how to do it. So I've got a piece of, this is Timid Tiger. This is going to a friend who loves Timid Tiger. And this is 10 7/8 by 5.5. And I've scored at 3 5/8 and 7 1/4. Okay, and then I've marked on this side here, I've 1 3/4 from the bottom. I'm going to take my trimmer. No, hang on, what am I doing? 1 3/4. 1 and right. Yeah, that's 1 3/4. So I marked it there. It's just a little pencil mark, if you can see it there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up to this second score line. So I'm going to have one piece of card that is a full size, and then the other's going to have an angle on them. So I'm just going to line up my pencil mark here, and I might need to put my glasses on for this. I don't know why I didn't have them on already. Just line that up. And there we go. So I think I might just need to adjust a fraction there. I didn't so I'm going to start here. Oh, it just moved. There we go. Just that little, it was just a fraction, but oh, now that wasn't a very good. Let's get my, so if you've got some fraying, just get a nail file or something, and you can just get rid of the excess. There you go, it's come off onto my trimmer. And that little bit can come out of my trimmer. Okay, now hopefully I have already cut everything else. So you can see I've got a foam fold. This is a diagonal trifold. Let's get that out of the way. How are we doing for time? Okay. So then I've got some gold foil. Because I've got gold foil in my designer series paper, I really wanted it to pop. So I've already cut these down. So I've got a large gold foil, 5 1/4 by 3 3/8, and then that's going to have a piece of basic white, which is 5 by 3 1/8 on it, and that's going to be for your message and everything. Then I've got, oh, I do need to cut one. No, I've done it already. A designer series paper. So I've got another piece of gold foil, which is going to go in here. that needs to be adjusted. It's not, that's a tricky thing when you're cutting a diagonal. See, that's, move it up there. I'm going to put that there. Where's my pencil? And I'm going to mark that there. So I'm just going to cut that in a second. And then my paper will hopefully fit. I don't need, oh no, that's okay. I didn't need to do that actually. All right, let's rub that pencil mark out. And then the last one is, the gold is 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. So this one I marked at 3 3/8 from the bottom and then cut diagonally, and this, and the designer series paper I marked at 3 1/8 and cut diagonally. Then this 3 3/8 by 3 3/8 is marked at 1 1/4 and then cut diagonally. Nope, that's the designer series paper. 3 3/8 marked at 1 1/2 and cut across the top. Then the designer series paper is 3 1/8 and cut diagonally. So I just need to do all my matting and layering, and I'm going to use wet glue because of the foiling. It probably won't like to stick, the Seal and Seal Plus. Okay, let's put that. There. It's so difficult to get it exactly. The other thing you can do is, where you can line your designer series paper up with your gold paper and cut it, and it's a smaller piece, and then it should have the same, but it's hopefully not going to be too noticeable. So that's the little one, and this is the medium one. This is a great card for showing off designer series paper. I'm not going to do it because it would just take too long, but you can then do the reverse, so that when it's standing on somebody's mantel shelf, you've got designer series paper all over. There we go. So you've got Bubble Bath, Timid Tiger and Gold there. So if you see what I mean, so I'm going to be filling in this one, and this one. But then when you fold it over and you open it up, you've got these two here. And I think that actually is what that one is for. So I will do that one, but I need to reverse my, so you'll get to see that. Let me just stick all these in place, and then I can show you that. I'm not going to do anything else to this card. I really just wanted to show you this fold. But what I will do is I would do some more flowers and just pop them on that front panel, and maybe up the sides. So there we go. And then we'll pop that on here. I need to do a very special birthday card. I've got 21st in the family coming up, so I've been looking on Pinterest and I really haven't found anything that's grabbed. I've done so many special cards for her over the years. You know, I feel it ought to be something super duper special. Oh, I've got a mark on that. I think I must have it on my hands. It'd be best to give this to someone, because with all the matting and layering, it's going to be quite thick. So I've got a mark there. Let's see if I can get that off. Yeah. And then that one's going to go on there. I'll show you with the one we're going to do for the other side. I'll show you what I meant about lining up the designer series paper with the card. That's not quite as well done, but let's see how this one is. If not, I can trim that. No, same thing, but that's okay. The person receiving it is really not going to notice, I hope. There you go. So what I need to do is I need to trim these two. So it's going to be 3 3/8. I'm coming down. Is it 3 3/8? And it's going to be on this side. Okay, I'm going to turn it over. 1, 2, 3. And then I can mark it there. Nope, I'm doing that wrong. Okay, I'm going to mark it against this one. Maybe it's 3 3/8 from that end. Must be 3 3/8 from the bottom. Okay, I'm just going to mark that there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my, let's hope this works. I'm going to get my mini guillotine and I'm going to line my paper up with it. And I'm going from there to there. Fingers crossed. Okay, the paper moved a little bit, but now, because I'd already cut it to size, yes, see how that worked? That's perfect. Much better angle, so that is a good way to do it. Okay, so I just need to mat and layer this. And there we go. Put that on the other side. I think I must be getting to the end of this bottle. How are we doing for time? Okay, so don't forget, spend £30 in my store. You need to select Fiona Harris as your demonstrator in the UK, and I will send you the kit to make these cards. 70 plus, and you will qualify to buy the product of the month for £5 if you would like it. And the December one is still available. You can only have one when you spend £70, but you can choose which one you want. There we go. That's the card. So now you can start stamp straight on to. That's just about going to fit, but not really. But if I stamp, now that's not going to fit either. So I'm going to need a smaller happy birthday. Let's see what we've got. The lovely arrangements, I think, have a beautiful day. yeah, sending smiles, happy birthday. So this one will fit the, yeah, we could do hello friend, happy birthday. How's that? Get my block. No, that's thank you. I don't want that. Hello friend. There it is. Hello friend. And then I want happy birthday, which is quite a small one. Put that there for a second. So I'm going to do hello friend onto here in Secret C. I've got another one that says here for you. No, that hasn't got birthday on. Okay, so I've done that. I just better clean that and then happy birthday. That can go on the inside. And what I want to do is I'm going to put that there, and I want it to be not seen, so I can go anywhere underneath there. There we go. Put that in. And I reckon we need some, I reckon I need some flowers, maybe. But you need to. I mean, that could be quite a masculine card for somebody who likes orange. I know it's got some pink in it, but yeah. And there you go. That's your diagonal trifold. Okay, so let's look at what we've done. We've done that one. We've done the stage fold. And we've done the gorgeous slimline. So don't forget, spend £30 or more in my online store and I'll send you everything except the stamped images. So just need to use your own sentiments. And I will cut the flowers, but I can't stamp them for you. And next week I'll be back doing my online workshop with 4 different products, 4 different projects from 4 different products. So I'm excited about that, to share a lot of stuff with you. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful weekend and try and stay dry. Bye.